I'm all you got. I'm it. It's just me.
I definitely learned a lot about dogs. I mean, I knew I've like had dogs my entire life, and I knew a significant amount about training them as well. But these kind of dogs are a different breed. They are a completely and utterly they're almost not even dogs. Like they're something else. I don't know. They're almost a cross between like a raptor and like a canine or something. They're just extraordinary.
What's up, dog? And you're gonna go on a little road trip. Easy.
What y'all so scared of? Smell it out, big time.
Channing Tatum's latest film, the heartwarming road movie Dog, premieres February 18th.
What is your deal, man? Come on. You're slobbering all over my seats.
Channing stars as Briggs, a former U.S. Army Ranger forced to escort Lulu, a rather headstrong former military service dog, on a 1,600-mile road trip to attend the funeral of her handler.
Is that a Purple Heart? Was she wounded?
Yes, she was.
Thank you for your service.
The 41-year-old actor is also credited as a producer and co-director alongside his longtime collaborator, Reed Carolyn.
Do one more of those, Chan, where you just explain it as your experiences.
You know, developing the story was really natural. You know, Reed and I have done that a lot. We've written together, we've produced together, we've developed movies like, you know, for a good long time now. Directing, I think, there were certain aspects like us just like even talking about the character, talking about the actual acting inside of the scene was really easy for Reed and I. Plus, we didn't have a ton of other actors. It was just me and the dog mainly.
No! You're just a demon. You're just a demon.
What was not intuitive was like editing. I did not enjoy it. I don't think it was good for my mental health to like watch myself on screen and pick apart what we should use and what we shouldn't use, because I don't think we would have had a movie. I think we'd have had like a short film or something. So I was like, Reed, you go edit some, and then I'll just look at it in a minute. Like I'll look at it after you got some together, because it wasn't my thing.
In the film, Lulu is played by a Belgian Malinois, a breed commonly used as service dogs because of their extreme intelligence and trainability.
They're hyper intelligent, really having the patience and like the connection, like where I would watch the trainers with their dog specifically, and they're realizing and noticing things in the dog that I wasn't even noticing, and I was around them all the time. It's more like this like tether that they have with them, that they correct and stop the behavior before it even happens. You know, someone walking through the set that has a water bottle that is making a sound or something, and they know that sound is gonna trigger the dog, and they're like no, like, and they're keeping the dog's focus, and you know, just that kind of attunement was really fascinating to watch. And it's kind of like with your kid or something that you just sort of have this other sixth sense with, that you know if they've been quiet for too long, that something's, you know, something's off in the matrix, you know, sort of a thing. But yeah.
For Channing, the most important audience for Dog were the real-life Army Rangers, who were so important to the making of the film.
I'm really proud of you know, just the developing of this story. You know, us having even the access to these men, and then them giving us their experiences, their real life stories, and doing justice to it. You know, we were never more nervous than when we showed it to them at the end of this thing. You know, no offense, we weren't really worried about the reviews. I've been down that road enough times that I was like, look, some people are gonna like it, some people are gonna hate it, but we really wanted, like, badly for the Rangers just to feel like we listened to them, you know, and that was what we got back. That's what we were most proud of, is just that they're like, wow, you idiots were really actually listening to us. We didn't know, like, we just didn't know. Like, we did the parts that they were there for, they felt like were real and they were good, but they didn't know what else happens, you know, in some of the making of it. And they were just, they were really, really happy with it. You're definitely not the girl I thought I'd be in the tub with, but I'll take what I can get at this point, I guess.
While the heart of Dog is the unlikely relationship that develops between Briggs and Lulu, the film is also a loving tribute to Channing's real-life canine companion, a pit bull, Catahoula mix, also named Lulu, who sadly died in 2018.
Yeah, Lulu was she was like my little shadow. Like I had her from like 6 weeks like old, and she was a pain in my butt for like from like 1 to like 3.5, and then all of a sudden at 3.5 she just turned into like the best dog on the planet. Like she was just wanted to be by my side, didn't care about like really anything else, just wanted to be on an adventure and just by me. And she was like kind of everything. She was my best friend. And yeah, and then when I lost her, she got cancer, and she gave up a good fight. I kept her in the fight for way too long. I do regret that. And towards the end, I took her on a little road trip, and yeah, it was, you know, everything that you probably imagine it to be. We used to go up to Big Sur and camp out a lot, and yeah, just watch the sun come up, you know, said our goodbyes to each other. We went home. She's almost passed away the next day. And yeah, the lessons in which I learned in that experience were, you know, I was losing my best friend at a time that I really didn't want to be losing anything, you know, and you never want to lose them, but it was just a really bad time, and but there was nothing you could do. You know, there was just some sort of a finite thing about it, and you had to accept it, and you had to just know that she was here for the exact amount of time that she was supposed to be here for, and someone actually really helped me. They were just like, they're not supposed to be here forever, and the fact of that really like helped me with my sadness and whatnot. Like I was just like, right, they're not. She was here for like the exact amount of time that she was supposed to be here, and she did a great job. And our Lulu in the movie is not really like my dog, but like, and because if we had told that story, and we wrote that story, and it was really sad, you know, a guy taking his, you know, dying dog on a bucket list trip, and it's a good idea for a movie. But it's just a small movie. It's a small, sad movie that I don't know if many people commercially want to see. And it's also not really emblematic to like, or symbolic to like what me and Lulu's real relationship was. It was a joyful, fun adventure of a crazy ride that we had together. So it was, we wanted to make that movie instead.
With Dog premiering later this month and The Lost City, an action comedy co-starring Sandra Bullock, coming out in March,
Like a bandit. Don't make that sound.
2022 is already off to a stellar start for Channing.
What are you doing here?
We're here to save you.
Yeah, I'm kind of just like in the moment of it. I don't really have this like grand plan really. Like I don't think I ever really did have a grand plan other than just like I was on a pace before I took some time off that just was untenable, and it was not something that I could really sustain. It was sort of I was enjoying it, but I was really ambitious and just I was soaking up way too much of my time and energy, and you know, I don't even know if some of the last stuff that I was making was like if I was really and truly my best in it, and some of the movies, and you know, I wanted to make sure that I still had something to like offer, you know, and I wasn't just doing it just for, you know, a career, I guess. But right now, like I feel really in the pocket. Like I'm having fun. We got to, and I also like wanted to. Reed and I really needed to direct. We've been talking about it for a really long time, and I didn't want to just take a job to take a job. I wanted to, you know, for us to direct first to see how that went, and then I took another job after that. I got to work with Sandra Bullock, and it was so much fun. And then now, you know, I'm just sort of like kind of just seeing what happens. I don't want to take too much on, and so I can really like enjoy my life and enjoy the actual projects that I do, you know, take on, and like just give it all I have, but do it in somewhat of a responsible and manageable way.
It's okay. It's just lightning, right?